Now the thing with child support for people that don't know is that child support is all only based upon how much income the father is earning. So if the father isn't earning anything, like for example, in Texas, it would be like what 25% of the earning of an income that you would pay to the mother of your child. Now, when it
Yeah.
goes up to like the second child, it would go to 30%, and second child would go to 35%, and whatnot.
Mm.
I don't know what it's like in Alabama. I don't know what it's like. But let's say that you have an earning for, but you don't want to declare it. How would you do that? How would you do that? Especially like if your main source of income is YouTube. How would you do
Crypto or a
that?
trust,
Yeah,
of course.
How would you
here's
do
how
it?
you do it. You set up a nonprofit church
Yeah?
called the
Fist,
Fist of the
There's also that
or
too.
no, the
It's called
the
FIST.
First
International
Secular
Temple.
Yeah, you set
Yeah.
up a nonprofit like that, and then you like, I guess, like funnel money through that, or like just claim it through that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he did have that, so I'm assuming he probably could do.
You
all
could
kinds
do
of
that.
stuff with that.
You could also
You could also be a bitch and move and be in a different state.
No, you
He-
can
his-
actually.
His wife's also
No,
in
no, no.
England,
Because
so I don't
then
know
it-
how the England laws work.
because
but-
then it becomes a federal crime if you move
I'm
out of
John
state.
Bolden doesn't seem to be
well, no, I'm
concerned
talking
about
about-
federal crimes.
No.
Oh, are you talking about John Bolden?
Yeah,
Because I'm not talking about John Bolden.
I see.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking
Well, that
about like
makes
if
more
you
sense.
if you move out of state before like child support is like declared or whatever, then it's a lot harder for them to do anything at that point. And the
Mm.
best they can do is just like take some bits from your income and then give that as a portion, kind of like how they do with tax when it's deducted off your paycheck normally.
Mm.
Basically kinda like
Emaciated wrestler are we
At least
talking
some
about
states are
then,
like that. I don't know
Davis?
about all. It's like that for my state.
What are you saying, Mr. E? Are you saying that I'm like what, hinting at something?
Alluding to something.
Am I alluding
Wait.
the fact that
Davis, do you not pay child support? Is that what this is?
that's what it is?
You're running
I'm
from child
talking
support.
about myself.
God damn it,
I'm-
Davis.
This is the thing.
How's your kid, bro?
I
How's your
have
kid, bro?
multiple children, and this is what I've
Yeah.
learned is that the best way for me to get away from my fucking bitch wife and owing child support, the best way for me was to put it all in my grandmother's name, my whole YouTube. That's what I did.
Well, you
I did
could've-
have a question. Is your grandmother alive or dead? at
She's
present?
alive, barely.
I see.
God
I see.
damn! If she falls asleep into the great abyss and never wakes up, I am fucked.
Bro, just divorce your wife and just get full custody. Easy.
I'm talking about
Not
my
that
grandmother.
easy,
I'm
Snake.
sorry. I apologize for that. That was a slip of the tongue. I married my grandmother a long time ago. No, my grandmother, the
No,
wonderful
I'm saying,
woman.
I'm talking about your kids though. Just get full custody.
Oh, I never married my. I never married that woman that I had
No,
3
just
kids
get-
with.
Just get full custody. It's easy.
Oh, you think so?
yeah.
But then I
You don't
couldn't.
pay child support.
Then I couldn't devote my
Yeah, you could.
time to my
Yeah, you could.
daily stream where I talk about children
Yeah, you
and
could,
the
bro.
commentary community.
Yeah, you can do that. There's plenty of people do that.
Oh my god!
So don't be a faggot, man. There's plenty of other ways you can dunk on Tonka without dunking on his kids.
I'm not
And
dunking on
nobody's
his
did that
kids.
either, man.
He's dunking.
I'm
on
saying
his
I'm
son.
saying he's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hiding his fucking. He's hiding his income
Yeah, yeah.
and putting it in his grandmother's name, so he doesn't have to pay for his fucking kids.
Yeah.
Does he still do the charity thing? Because wasn't that
What?
partly
Whoa, whoa.
linked to the grandmother thing?
No, he did. I don't think he's
What
doing that
the
anymore. He
fuck?
did do that. Tonka did a fake charity thing with his grandmother to get money.
Are you saying
I don't
Tonka
know what
has
that is.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
what
he
that
did
is.
do that.
But I'm
He did it
telling you
before,
right now that
years.
Tonka has
Well,
kids, and that's 100% absolutely fucking true.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'll tell you the
yeah.
other thing about it
Holy
is that
shit.
his channel is under his goddamn grandmother's name, and he's hiding
Yeah,
his
that's
income
the
so he
thing.
doesn't
Yeah,
have to pay child support, and that's exactly, absolutely 100% true.
I don't.
That's
I'm going to
true.
tell you
That's
something,
everything.
William, right now, is that Tonka has at least 3 kids. I haven't confirmed the other one because a lot of people think he has 4 kids. But I know for a fact he has 3 kids. And I'll tell you the other thing that a lot of you fucking idiots don't want to admit is
molested them
that
himself,
the
you know,
mother
for a
of his child is a very attractive woman.
I thought
I-
it was that fat bitch.
It's absolutely well. Okay, that's not the one he has kids with.
Oh,
And I okay.
they probably fucked a while ago.
That's the
Uh-oh.
odd part. That's not even the odd part. The odd part is he has kids.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh my
Well,
god,
Hey, William,
Patterson.
do you think
He
that
sounds gayer than him.
Tonka has 3 or 4 kids?
I have no clue about
Oh,
any
okay.
of that shit.
All right, there was this thing.
It's the first time
that-
I've heard of it.
All
I
right,
have
all right.
no idea.
Then let me help you out here. Amy Haven. You know who Amy Haven is?
Is that the
She
fat one?
runs
Do you not?
Pro South, the Pro South promotion, the wrestling bullshit.
With the
Mhm.
Facebook page?
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole. She
Underground
released in 2011, I believe, a post. And do you know anything about this, William?
No, I wish you'd do a drama stream about it.
Oh,
Just
maybe
like,
I will. Maybe I
I don't know.
will. Maybe I'll do it this week.
Maybe right now, even.
You'll get
But,
views, man.
this
Like,
is
come
the
on.
thing.
I mean, if William stopped
People
derailing
love to
everybody,
hate.
Can William be
Yeah,
on the
that's
show
what they
if you do, David?
Oh my God, wouldn't that be the perfect thing?
I think so. You couldn't have a show without him, right?
Cliff
Yeah.
Wallace has posted the.
Don't have me on the
Oh,
show.
okay, there it is.
Idea.
Fucking
He
Cliff.
had that. He
Cliff
had that
Cliffy
coming
is
in.
coming in for the win. Let me read
he
it for
had
you
that-
guys.
As always.
He was ready for that. He was itching to say
Yeah.
that.
Cliff's always-
This is what Cliffy lives for.
I know. Cliff's all about it, bro.
Fucking
That's
guy.
great.
He had his document, his photo tab open in
great.
his document, bro. He was ready to drag that over in the chat.
Yeah, this is what he want. Let me. It's probably not good enough to read on the screen here, but I'll read it for you guys. This is from 2011 from Amy. It's not as as censored as I would like it to be, but fuck it, we'll read it. Amy says, "Evidently, I need to make a few things clear. Robbie Pilkington didn't break up with me. In fact, I broke up with him. I was given proof from a very close friend. Shut the fuck up. That happened to be at Laura Ledbetter's when Robbie went to visit his kids.
Ooh.
See, the part about it that I'm not okay with is not him seeing his kids. It's him lying to me for a year about being around Laura. I've caught him numerous times in lies and have seen several forms of proof that he was cheating on me the entire relationship with that scumbag whore Laura.
Whoa. You're saying that Tonka lies?
William,
Because
If you
all
don't
his streams
shut
are
up,
about
William,
other
gonna
people
go
who
Your
lie.
interjection was so fire, bro. Just
Really?
Just
We
I'm
have
just saying,
another
all
one, please.
his streams are about how tipster lies,
He's one
and
sentence
this
in.
guy lies, and that guy
one
lies.
sentence.
But you're
You can
saying
do it, David.
You've
said
never heard
one
this
lie.
before? You've never heard this before?
Oh no!
All right, let me go
Tonka
on.
doesn't lie. He's so
Let
good.
me go on. I've caught him numerous times in lies and have several forms of proof that he was cheating on me. The entire relationship with that scumbag whore Laura. She even sent me proof herself. Text showed me logs. I'd even looked at his phone and hit the redial button, and guess whose number was always last? Just don't believe everything you hear. I did not get broken up with. I left him. I didn't leave him to be with someone else. I left him
Yeah.
to stop. Shut the fuck up. I left him to stop being treated like my feelings don't matter. I loved him, but I don't deserve a year of fake feelings from someone who claims to love me. If someone loves you, they do not choke you and leave fingerprints on your throat.
Ooh.
Do they break 2 of your fingers?
Ouch.
Do they lock you in a room and say, if you think I'm with Laura, then I'll treat you like I treated her? And then make an attempt to take my pants off me and pretend to rape me while I'm crying and he is choking me. I called 911 and he told the police that his senile grandfather called the police because he was scared that Gano was gone and he couldn't find her. Gano was a dog, as we found out later. He also claimed he had 3 dead bodies in his backyard buried, and that all the people were bad people who were sex offenders and deserved it. He then scrubbed my face with a washcloth and told me now that I've lost weight, I'm a fake bitch and I wear makeup so people will think I'm something I'm not. He made me wear his gym shorts and a baggy shirt of his to Stephen South's house while our friends were there and everyone could tell I was upset. Even Tiny made the comment to Robbie that he knew what he had done and he had better be glad he didn't whoop his ass right there on the spot. Everyone knew what had happened. The same thing that happened to Lauren and Laura. Lauren being the first of the girls who supposedly has a child with Robbie. I'm sorry, but once...
or Lauren?
There's Lauren and there's a Laura. There's 2. I'm sorry, but once you lay your hands on me, I can't make myself convinced that you still love me, and the cheating on top of all that, I just can't put myself through any of that anymore. I'm just bettering myself and concentrating on the only thing that matters in my life, my daughter. All right, that got brought out on a on a fucking know nothing stream. It was a Save Pro South fake charity stream that got brought out, and when Tonka got called out on it, you know what he said? He said, "Oh, that was an old wrestling angle. That was an old wrestling angle." But what's funny about it is that, well, obviously it's not a wrestling angle because you don't bring up real life people into a wrestling angle. But the other thing about it is that after that whole incident, after 2011, if you look at his wrestling record, he has no record of dealing with Pro South at all. Okay, so anyway, all right. I don't want to go any more in depth in this because there is a lot of evidence to prove that he is the father of these children. But and Cliffy is posting it all. But
so you have like,
I
don't
know.
Father of children. You have like citations you can post to show us, right?
Don't show him
I'm
any.
just saying, I'm not questioning. I'm like taking something aside.
Wait. Hold on. Okay. Wait, hold on, William. What do you want? What do you want?
I want to see the children. I want to see.
You want to see the
The
children?
bathtub, at least. You know.
That's a weird thing
You want
to
to see
say, bro.
what? You want to see the bathtub? Is that what you said?
I want to see Tonka's kids in the bathtub. Yeah.
Just say that.
Okay. This is what I'm not going to do, William. Is that I know 100% that Tonka has those 3 kids. 100%.
I
okay, no, hold on. That's fine.
No, I actually
hold
trust
on.
you.
Let me continue.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. After I read that post that I just read to everybody right now, after we read it on air, off air, I said, you know what? That's the reason that he doesn't have a fucking driver's license. That's the reason that his channel is under his grandmother's name.
No.
But
Why
once,
doesn't he have a driver's
hold on,
license?
hold
Because he
on.
has kids?
Jesus.
No,
I don't
because
understand
he.
that.
Okay, all right. I looked into it. Do you know
Okay.
anything about the Alabama Department of Human Resources? When
No, I
you
don't.
owe
I
child
want to
support,
know.
okay, so when you owe
Me.
child support, they take away your driver's license. That's one of the leverages they have. That's why Tonka doesn't have a driver's license. Tonka doesn't own any cars. He doesn't own any fucking anything. Tonka's a fucking liar. He's a fucking paper tiger.
So
Sold his
you're saying
dignity
that
years ago too.
Hawk is not paying his child support, and then at the same time calling me a scumbag, saying that I don't pay child support? Is that what
That's
you're
exactly
saying?
what I'm saying. There we
Oh,
are.
that can't be real. That can't
No,
be
no,
real.
no.
No,
It's
no,
even
no,
better
no.
than that because he was the one that was going after AP because because he paid all that money to AP to get him out of that hot water about child support. And later on, after he did that, he used it against him. This is what
Yeah.
fucking Tonka does. This is the thing, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is that you have all these fucking scumbags, right? You have all these
Yeah.
fucking scumbags on the internet. You have Ralph. You have all these fucking guys. What's
Ralph's a nice
worse? What's worse than a guy that actively hides his income from his children? What's worse than that?
Probably Ralph did is a little worse than that.
Is
pretty hard
it?
to-
No, I don't think
come
so.
on, come on, come on. I was watching the Ralph retort.
Oh
That's-
boy, here we
You
go.
used to
Yeah, that's pretty insane. That so the woman, she was the manager for that wrestling place, or what? What did she do?
Yeah. Okay. So Amy Haven is the wife of Ace Haven, and they jointly run Pro South Wrestling, and apparently they have for at least decade, or at least more than a decade right now. And yeah, so
I'm just saying. So Tom,
oh
because
fuck,
he has
fuck me.
3 kids.
You are just
They all
saying,
from
aren't
the
Here we
you?
go.
Riveting.
Are they all from the same woman?
What?
Yes.
What are you
I'm
asking?
saying you say Tonka has 3 kids. I'm asking, are they from the same person? From the
Yes.
same mother?
Yes.
What's
Okay.
up, niggas?
Yes.
I'm just asking. I
Yeah,
want to
okay.
know.
And this is what was funny about
I
it.
need troll information.
This was what's funny about it is that I read that post, as I said, and I was like, oh my god, this is the reason that he has his channel under his grandmother's name and whatnot.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
And then a lot of people, or at least a few people, let's just put it that way, a few people got wind of it, and they started looking into it. And I think it was posted in the Discord not too long ago. It was the obituary of Tonka's not father. It was his mother's husband after whatever. It's not his father. You can call it his stepfather or whatnot. But this guy Sam Harris, he died of cancer. And by all accounts, from anything that I've seen, Sam Harris was a good guy. He had some troubles early on in life. He tried to make amends. One of the things that he did to make amends was when he was on his deathbed, he gave his car lot to Tonka's or Robbie Pilkington's mother. And that's where the whole lore about the whole fucking car lot comes from, at least in Robbie's mind.
Yeah.
That whole thing that
Yeah.
Geek Thulu said was Tonka was like his father was like a pedophile or something. That's all
No,
bullshit.
that's his real
it's not.
father.
No, that's not bullshit. That's his real dad.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about that. I don't care about anything about that. I don't want to look into any of that. I think that's fucking distasteful to look at. What
It's pretty
I
awful.
looked at was anything that was in my sphere of of uh, not interest, but anything that was affecting me. And what
Or
was
purview,
affecting
they
me,
call that.
yeah, my purview. Thank you. And one of the things that was affecting me was the fact that someone had posted the obituary of Sam Harris on my Discord, and that got back to Tonka. And then Tonka started saying like, "Oh, they're posting doxes of children in Davis's Discord." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't even know what that post was when it was posted.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was. So I went back to it. I had to ask somebody in the Discord what it was, what they were referring to. So I went back to it and I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's the Laura Ledbetter thing. And I'm sorry to say that fucking name. I don't know what to do. It was public when Amy said it in that Facebook post. And I fucking hate to do it. I fucking hate to even say that anybody's name. But that's what happened, and it was put on my fucking Discord. It's been put on on all sorts of other places. So what I did, and to make amends for it, is I did track down Laura, and I told her, I was like, hey, listen, I'm really sorry, but your name and the names of your children got posted on my Discord, and it's a public Discord, and I feel really bad about it. And I told her about that.
Did you just say you tracked
nice of you.
Laura down? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well, hold on.
Kinda
Yes.
creepy. I'm
To
sorry.
get ahead of like how dumb you are, he did it because people around here, I don't know if you fucking noticed, but they fuck with people like continually. So he felt bad
Well,
that they're
fuck with
real.
people? I've
Shut the
never
fuck,
done that.
William. Shut the fuck up. So when he saw
I
their
never fuck
name,
with people.
you do. So when he saw their names, he felt bad and wanted to give them forewarning that it had been
Malicious
posted
intent.
and people had seen it.
I would have asked Kisser. Holy shit.
It's the right thing to do.
Consideration.
Just kiss that ass. Holy shit.
I don't know. So what do we go back to? Is that yeah? I did talk to Laura, and I made it clear when I talked to her. I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm only here to make amends, and I won't even talk about anything more. But I will say that I said I'm not going to dig for information, and anything more than that, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about anything that she
You
told
dig
me.
a little. Come on, you dug a little.
I didn't.
Come on.
I didn't.
Not at all.
I didn't.
I would have dug.
I did not.
I'm just saying, but I'm a dick.
I did not.
So
Yeah,
Well,
you
why?
would because you're a piece of shit. But I didn't.
yeah, I am. I'm a good person.
This sounds like gossip.
No, so
Yeah, it is gossip. No shit.
Tonka has 3 kids, Bronx, and the reason,
Okay.
yeah, so the reason why he like
fucking
puts his
Bronx is here.
YouTube behind his
Bronx is nice.
grandmother's name is to, and he doesn't have a license either, so he puts that there to hide his income. And the reason he doesn't have a license is one of the things in Alabama that they can do if you don't pay your child support is they take away your ID. In order to like give you some like, you know, motivation to actually pay. So like all these years doing all this shit, he's been hiding his income to keep money away from his children. That's basically what we're talking about, which I had no idea about. But
I'm still not buying it.
Not buying what?
I'm no Tonka fan at all.
What are you not buying?
I want more.
if you look in the general, there's
more.
the posts and stuff, Bronx.
I thought you and Tonkasaw used to be friends or something.
No, we were good. Yeah, we were good. We were good for a year.
So what happened?
That's a long story.
I don't even know.
I
Give
want to
me-
know the story. Come on, tell us.
You might as well
give
tell
me the
it.
3 sentence. Give me the 3 sentence version of it.
Okay.
I want to hear that too.
Well, what happened was, oh man, there's no 3 sentence version to this.
Oh, like,
Three
But
were
basically,
forward,
uh,
stabbed in the
okay,
back.
hold
There
on,
you go.
guys. Is that they became very fucking paranoid in that server, and it became unfun to be around any of them.
Davis, you and me come from blood sports. How many times did this happen over and over again? It happened with Joaquin. It happened with Andy. It happened with Failure.
Who's this
It happened
faggot
with
right here?
Ralph.
Hold on.
You got that part right,
Don't
to be
put
fair.
me in your fucking category. Like, oh, we
It
came from
happened with
blood sports.
Dang
No,
it,
No,
was
no, I
there.
wasn't a part of
wait.
your
Fuck
bullshit.
off.
I wasn't a
Davis,
part of
listen
that.
to me. What?
The
Okay, so
the reason I got involved. Go on.
Go ahead.
No, the reason I got involved with Tonka's show is because they were the only show that gave me a platform to talk about the Andy Worski thing, the Andy Worski Snapchat thing. They're the only people that allowed me to actually speak my piece on it.
Everything that happened with blood sports was two things. It was Joaquin and it was Andy ripping
Was
off
it?
No.
Tonka's format, right? That's what Bloodsport was. And then it trickled down to Baked Alaska, and then Baked Alaska begets Ralph, and it's just like
Oh, this guy's
all
an
those-
idiot.
all
Holy
those guys
shit.
all those
The
guys
fuck?
are dead.
Well, shut the
Those
fuck
guys
up.
are
You're
all
fucking
dead.
stupid as fuck.
The thing
I'm
to
listening,
litigate
dude.
with
I'm listening.
Tonka is the fact that he was hiding his income this whole time. When he was making bank, he was hiding it under his grandmother's name to hide it from his 3 to 4 children that he had, while
Okay,
at the
why do
same
you care?
time deriding people for not paying their child support. That is important.
Who did he deride for not paying their child?
AP.
Oh fuck! Oh my! The heart
Oh,
attack
that
guy,
doesn't
did he
matter
die?
then.
AP.
Oh, that doesn't matter
Yeah,
then.
multiple times, yeah.
Didn't AP die?
He
Multiple times.
has been shitting on people this whole time. He has had a career of shitting people on the internet when he is the shittiest person on the internet.
Davis,
That is what I'm saying.
Thank God.
my issue with Ralph is multiple folds. Number one, because he was advised to do certain things when he was financially in a certain place. And if you think what Tonka's stuff was, like Ralph, I don't even want to go into details on it. It's just trust me. Like if you want to talk about money that got blown,
But he
And
didn't
then
owe
there's,
anybody.
like-
Like, he didn't owe his children anything. I'm not talking about money that was blown.
no,
Who
but
cares?
no. But I mean, there were people that he was supposed to have come out of pocket to, and he
Children?
did not. He didn't. No. Just people that he made promises to and stuff. Like
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. What the fuck is worse? You owe money to your children. You don't owe money to people. You owe money to your flesh and blood, or do you owe money to some fucking people? What's worse?
Do we have confirmation that Tonka
Yes,
that this?
Yeah,
I know.
it's all in the
100%.
general. Yeah, it's in the general. You can.
So
go
I
through it.
mean, has he responded to it or?
He says he doesn't even have children. He told me personally in VC that he has children. I
But
know.
he's never claimed
and-
them publicly.
No. And
Does-
Vamp
do
was
we
there
know-
in the VC when he told me that he had children. Now, he didn't say
So
he
what did she
owed
say?
fucking child support. I found that out later, and I'm not going to tell you
So
how
what
I
did she
found
say?
it out. What?
What did she say? Did she back him up or?
No, she knows.
She just knows, so she didn't say anything. Probably she was just
Yeah.
there. It's,
I mean, what do you want out of this? You think that you're
Do
gonna
I
compel
want
Tonka
anything out of it?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
No, I don't want anything
Like-
out of it. I want those children to be paid.
Yeah,
That's what I
something-
want.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Are you working on? Like,
Yes.
are you going all the way? Because I used to go all
Yes.
the way. Are you going all the way?
Yes.
I don't know. Just be sure you want to do that because that can go to a lot of places.
Technically, no, he's not right.
No, but if he
Because
were
he's
in a wheelchair
mobile.
any one time, right,
He's
he
been
would be in a
wrestling
wheelchair in the
for the
fixture.
past like a year and a half,
No,
Oh, no,
he
I know
hasn't.
that.
or
It was like a
whatever the
no. Actually,
YouTube
no,
channel
you're right.
is.
It was like a year and a half, and then he
Yeah.
got unceremoniously booted from his promotion for reasons unknown.
Oh, I see. So that's the timeline. Okay. All right. Or wait, is that another place? So the place that just happened, that's why he was booted because of this girl? Or is this a
I don't
different
know. I don't know why he was booted from Pro South.
Okay. So different wrestling place. Okay. So he got
No,
booted from the first
it's
one.
the same one though. Actually,
Okay.
this is what happened. He was in Pro South in 2011, and God, I don't even know what the state of Pro South was at that point. But yeah, he was there for a while, and apparently he was dating Amy. But at the same time, he was seeing Laura, and there was like altercations there.
Mhm.
And so whenever that fucking shit went south, and it did publicly on Facebook when Amy Haven made that post that I read, Tonka had nothing to do with Pro South. In fact, there are interviews from around that time where he was talking about how he didn't want anything to do with Pro South, and they had all sorts of problems and whatnot, all very unspecified problems that happened at Pro South. Okay, then you flash forward to after the Andy fight. What happens? Okay, so and to answer anybody's questions about whatever happened with that fucking fight, I have no idea. We've looked back and forth, looking at the timelines. I have a fucking timeline of what happened there. I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what name was signed initially and what went into the name change, or even if there was a name change. It's all fucking. I can't make sense of it. I just can't. But
Usually
what
with things like that, if you can't make sense of it, it's all smoke and
Not
mirrors, then it's
true,
all
no.
just
Yeah.
bullshit.
it's all fucking bullshit. But what happened after the fucking fight fell through is that Tonka started making this fucking these plays to anybody that he knew. And one of those people or one of those places was Pro South. And Tonka had a name, and he had a lot of eyes on him at the time. And I think what happened, I don't know, is that Pro South wanted to get that heat on them because they were a struggling wrestling promotion.
Mhm.
But they weren't able to get the Andy Tonka fight. But what they were
Can I point
able to
something out real
do.
quick?
Go
Real
ahead.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think that Andy wanted to fight. I don't think he was planning to fight. I think that
Well,
he was waiting for that.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. But he he certainly if there was a chicken match, if there were two cars
That's what
playing
I.
chicken,
That's what I think. That's what I
it's
think.
that Andy won it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's definitely true.
I think they're both full of shit, and I think that Ethan Ralph again. They were just looking for like a free vacation. I think it was like a scam, like all the other
Well, it wasn't a
fucking
scam. I
IRL
think
Bloodsport
everybody
shit.
thought it was going to happen. I don't know what it, but here's the other interesting thing that happens is that okay, so after the fight gets canceled, Tonka issues this challenge. He's like, okay, we'll do a rematch and we'll do it at Pro South, or he says that at the at one of the two organizations that are going to sponsor this event. And we don't know what the other organization was, but we know what the other or we know what the other one it was, and that was Pro South. And in DMs, maybe Cliff Wallace can find this DM if he, in the Discord, is that we find out that there were conversations between Ace Haven, who owns and operates Pro South, and Andy Worski, and they're talking about the fact that yeah, they're going to throw the fight. They're going to make it like Andy Worski is going to win the fight.
Oh wow! So they were gonna make up the fight and
Yeah.
pay Tonka some to not even try or whatever, just fake it.
Yeah.
How can
Whoa.
hold on?
And
how
that
can Pro
absolutely
South-
happened.
How can Pro South host a real fight? Aren't they a wrestling?
Well, it would be wrestling
That's
if
the
it's fake.
other thing. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It wouldn't
It's
be
predetermined.
It wouldn't be a real fight. They
Not a
did
sanction
at that
match,
time.
yeah.
They
Wow.
didn't have the necessary permits to be a. There it is. There's Cliff Wallace.
Whoa!
Fucking smart.
Cliff's all over it, man. It's crazy.
Hmm. But yeah, they didn't have the necessary.
It was kayfabe. It was kayfabe the whole
The
time.
second time around, so the Knoxville
Okay.
fight falls through, right? Then Tonka says, "Well, we'll do a we'll fight me at Pro South." So then Andy gets in touch with the promoter for Pro South, and then they talk about Tonka throwing the fight, paying Tonka to basically lay down, probably make it look, okay, but to eventually lay down. And
Yeah.
Andy probably gets paid less, or they probably work something out like that. So yeah, and it makes sense because it's a fucking wrestling organization, of course. So, anyways, go ahead, David.
So let's read this briefly, if I can. Getting fucking weird on me.
This is nuts, bro. I didn't know about any of this.
Okay, I had conversations with Worski about it being here and making it a work. If you know what a work is, it means it's fake. And all the such. I had NDAs and everything drawn up, but he got sketchy on signing them because he thought it was a setup. It wasn't. My intention was to fix the fight from the jump, make it look relatively real, and let them pummel each other a little bit, and then have it go to a decision. I believe it. I don't
Sure.
think either one of them planned to fight. I think Worski caught wind of how little communication Robbie had with Chera and was like, I'll fly there and I'll be a hero and I won't actually have to fight. Sisu says, was Robbie game for that idea, letting it go to decision? Ace Haven says, per our initial conversation, Robbie was game for whatever made us money. That's between us, of course. Some of the stuff I've told you kills the Tonka character. And Sisu says, I get that. Move that up. And okay, anything else after that is not pertinent. But yeah, that's what happened.
What? So I mean, I look again. It's very strange that the whole Worski Tonka fight was supposed to be showing like who's a real hard man in real life, and then they're gonna like do pantomime or whatever you want to call it.
They
Like, what
wouldn't
would
have
be the
Bronx. They wouldn't have pantomimed. They would have gotten in the ring. They would have boxed, right? But they wouldn't have they would have taken it easy on each other. If it's predetermined, then they know what's going to happen. So they would throw punches that were okay, but they wouldn't be headhunting to actually do some serious damage. It's not crazy at all if you've ever boxed or sparred with somebody.
No, I mean I've boxed in my youth, but I thought I thought wrestling was completely.
It wouldn't be
It's
wrestling.
not wrestling.
It wouldn't be
Oh,
wrestling.
okay. They were
would
gonna
have been
box. I
yeah,
thought they were gonna wrestle.
box or MMA.
It
but
would have
either
been
way,
quote
same
quote
thing stands.
MMA.
Yeah.
How were either one of them
Yeah,
qualified
well,
to do that? How?
but here's the thing, right? By them doing something on these lines, if you're trying to say that basically the fight in Tennessee or whatever was somewhat, pre-planned to some degree.
No. Knoxville
like
was
that-
before this.
Knoxville was
a
legitimate.
legit fight. It was a legit fight under an MMA sanctioned body, This was after Tonka didn't show up for the fight. He said, all right, well, we'll do it here. And he had a whole stream for a week about how he's going to fight him then. What Daves is saying is that Andy reached out to this guy and that these are the talks that they had. And then at the end, Andy decided not to do it because he thought it was a setup. At the time, you can also remember Andy talking about how he thought he was going to get jumped in Knoxville. He was like, oh, they're going to be waiting for me or something. He was paranoid and he was on coke.
Yeah, exactly. Shamu took the words right out of my mouth. The guy was double fisting coke at the time. So
yeah, guy put fucking like 350 grand up his nose.
Yeah. Baked had the same problem, but I think Baked was doing like meth or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenny Jones, while you're here, I did want to ask a question.
There's no one to ask
Hold
no
on.
question.
No, I don't want to get off. This is great. So Davis, after the fight, so what's up after that? So the fight happens. Is there more to this story? You were telling us like how you had your fallout, and then you went into all this stuff.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, it was part of it because there was the rescheduling of the fight that was going to happen, and that was like William Stenchiver was talking about how he was like kissing fucking Tonka's ass while I was on the show. That's the farthest thing from the truth, and I wish I had the clip in front of me, but the time that we were talking about like Andy coming to schedule the fight was the biggest blowout that I'd had on the show. And when I do this, when I talk about this in a proper stream, one day I'll have all these clips, but it was a fucking blowout because he was so fucking upset that Andy Worski would not just agree to the fight without preconditions. Because the only thing that because what Andy Worski and at the time Geek Thulu wanted was to know what the preconditions were. Was it going to be a boxing match? Was it going to be this? Was it going to be this? And was it going to be this? And Tonka didn't want anything to do with it. He didn't want to have any talks with it at all. And he became fucking irate at the idea that you would even question him about the whole fucking thing. Now, at that time, I didn't know about the whole thing with Ace Haven, but it became fucking crystal clear what the motivation was later on when I found out about it. And so,
so when you look at this, Davis, and you think about Andy Worski, do you think of Andy Worski as stupid or full of shit?
Well, Andy Worski is stupid and full of shit.
Both.
Yeah. But he's
because
not.
He's a coward,
He's not full of shit about this though.
No, none of this is coming from Andy. This is coming from the
This has nothing to do with Andy.
This is coming from the guy that sets up the fights. That's what he does for a living.
Right. So you think Andy wanted to go all the way?
No, I don't know if he did or not. I don't care. I don't. The whole thing with Andy, I don't care about. I don't know what his motivations were, and I don't care. But what I know is what happened with Tonka.
Okay.
And I know that Andy Worski wanted preconditions. He wanted to know what was going on. Geek Thulu wanted the same thing, and he was asking questions at the time to reschedule the fight. Tonka didn't want anything to do with it. There was all sorts of fucking drama that happened. And it became, as I said, it became fucking clear to me later on that why there was such a backlash about it. But that's not why I left the fucking show. I was there like 6 months after the show. I had pretty much made my peace with that whole thing until I don't know, something else happened.
What else happened?
And then something else happened. I don't know. I don't know if I could get into it without getting to some. It's really fucking meaty. It deserves its own stream, to tell you the truth.
It sure does. And see, here's another thing, right? So Andy Worski, right, from what Coach Red Pill said, right? Coach Red Pill said right after the fight, right? Coach Red Pill was planning something else, right? Some kind of documentary or some kind of thing with his filming and stuff. So he got in DMs with Ethan Ralph and Andy Waskip try to plan something, and they had a falling out, and that's when Coach Red Pill had a big beef, and that's why they never released the footage of the fight stuff, right? But I mean, what I'm asking, one of the things I was really wondering is, what was the real reason behind why Tonkasaw didn't go to Tennessee to fight Andy?
What?
Okay, I understand what he's saying. He mentioned that, Kenny. He said basically he has like the blood test, the blood report papers, and the AIDS stuff isn't true. None of that's true. He said there's a bunch of shit said, but at the end of the day, none of it made any sense, and he can't come to any conclusion as far as like the names. He doesn't like the names being different.
I have no idea.
Like none of that shit. It's just like a bunch of bullshit. And like, there's no really conclusion as to why he didn't go. I mean, he didn't go because he didn't want to fight, and like all this other shit was like kind of made up. Like Tonka obviously does that. Like, there's so much shit that you could go through right now, things that were fabricated.
The best I have for anybody is that it all goes back to him owing child support.
Like, did he sign a contract?
Anything that has to do with him getting income in his own name is going to draw attention from the Alabama Department of Human Resources.
Bro,
once that happens, he has a fucking huge red flag on him.
Yeah.
And they're going to be looking at him. So, but I don't know what happened because, okay, so if you go back and look at the logs and not the logs, but you look at what like Tim Loy said. He said the first initial paperwork that was signed was by someone who didn't exist. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened there? What was that name? We don't know that. I don't know that. Oh god damn it. The time that I've spent like looking at this and thinking about this is just fucking mind-boggling. But okay, so we don't know what that name was. But he changed his name? Why did he change his name 7 days before the fight? Why did that happen?
To evade child support.
I heard it was because he was afraid about like that people were gonna. He was like saying that people were gonna try to find him some shit.
No, I've heard this story too.
Makes no sense.
This is a story that like I think Alex on the show told Cog one day, and he got berated for it by Tonka himself. Okay, here's the story that Tonka tells us. There was a stream, and I think it's privated now. It doesn't exist. The stream that Tonka said, this is what happened, is that he changed his name to Robbie Pilkington to own the trolls. What was going to happen was they were going to announce his name as Robbie Pilkington, and it was going to be this big fucking funny thing for him, for everybody, because that's not his real name. That's what Tonka told us on the show, and we all sort of like looked at her like, oh, okay, that's what that, and you laugh about it if you're me and you're on the show, you're like. And then you walk away from the show and you're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all. But that's what he said. Now, that show doesn't exist anymore. And the other thing about that is that, okay, so he changed his name to Robbie Pilkington because that's what the trolls said his name was. Go back to the Amy post on Facebook, 2011, when she says specifically, this is Robbie Pilkington locked me in a fucking closet, and he was cheating on me with Laura, and he has 3 kids. She says specifically Robbie Pilkington. That is the same Amy. That is the same Amy Haven and I don't know what anybody wants. I mean, it's there. It's obviously there. It's all obviously true. So it's Robbie Pilkington. So okay, so he changed his name back to his own name.
Diabolical.
That's no, but you see where I'm at?
Yeah,
I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out how he changed his name back to his name, or if it even was a name change, or if it was some sort of fucking weird kind of God. Someone figure it out for me, because I have no idea.
So what if he, like a bureaucratic dodge, right? That's what it sounds like.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
What if he put his actual name on this? At this time, I want to say that, I mean, we had his shit or whatever, but it wasn't like, no, not everyone knew until SPCC or whatever that guy's name was called the house or whatever. But everyone else, I mean, we knew at the time. But anyways, what if, so at that time, like, he was so in denial, like, he would just constantly say, like, that's not it. So what if he, like, told the promoter, without offering any identification, which I think would have kept him from fighting, that was a name change? That way that the promoter would maybe, like, be able to say that it was a name change, I guess.
I don't know.
And then he didn't provide any identification, and so wouldn't that stop the fight there? Or no, that wouldn't have stopped the fight. He just didn't show up. But
seriously, I have run through so many scenarios on this, and I don't know. I seriously don't know.
Here's a question: what about the contracts that were signed?
That's what he's talking about.
I mean, well, whose name? I mean, when you're talking about it, right? So I'm just trying to get it clear in my head.
I feel for you.
You know, so his original name was on the contract, and then he tried to change his name and then change it back to his original name again. Is that about right?
No. It's not even like that, though, because all right, this is what makes it so fucked up, is that okay, so Tim Loy makes a statement on Facebook, and he says the original name that was on the contract. Oh wait, no, this was okay. Yeah, this was in a conversation that he had with AIU. Atheism is unstoppable. He talks about it, and Tim Loy says the original name that he signed on the contract, the first contract, does not exist. That person does not exist. So that's got me fucked up. I don't know what that means.
Doesn't exist.
I mean,
so
to me,
provided a false name for the contract. Could it simply?
I don't.
I don't know if he put Robbie Pilkington on the contract.
That's the thing. Nobody knows what was on the original contract. Nobody knows what the name is, and Tonkasaw will never tell us.
Do they not have to prove with identification when they do a contract such as that?
I don't know.
I mean, the other party would have to see it, right? So I mean, Andy West would have to see the signed contract, right?
Not necessarily. It would only be privy to the promotion. But
essentially, he would have signed with a name that's not his name, despite his name being Robbie Pilkington. He claims isn't his name, so he's going to use that name in order to sign the contract.
It could have been so many things. It could have been so many things. There are like some screenshots that I have of like Tonka trying to convince someone that he did draw up paperwork on changing his name, and I've seen them, and they're low res shots where I actually had to I had to go in like forensically and read them
pixel by pixel.
Oh no! Oh my god, the fucking shit that I had to do to read these things. But they're incomplete. These contracts, they're not complete, and
you don't know if they're submitted either.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if they're submitted, and I don't have the backlogs of like whatever whatever Zoom found out back then. And I don't place a lot of you know, I don't really care what that guy fucking says.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a fucking quagmire for sure. That's the other
It's a
thing that
little
kind
late for
of
that.
was detrimental to the whole Tonka thing is that
Mhm.
while everyone was all concerned about like Tonka quote unquote dodging the fight, it nobody fucking looked at anything else. They were like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking coward and piece of shit," and yeah, whatever, that's fine. He certainly suffered for it, but in reality, it was so much fucking worse. And
Yeah.
that's why
He's
that
like a fucking evil genius. He,
no, he's not an evil genius.
He's a
He's a
shyster.
retard.
So
I mean,
a-
I'm exaggerating, but
yeah.
he's obviously very good at doing this. Like he's obviously like a very experienced navigator of this stuff.
he's
He's a
persistent at
no,
scamming
he's a
people.
good
So
manipulator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's an excellent manipulator.
yeah.
So Mr. E can attest to this, but I say this all the time, Davis. Like, it's amazing, like incredible, like how like inept, like something that takes like 3 minutes to like look up. It's just never done in a lot of cases. It's just
An
never
open
done.
book,
Like
right?
people think that like people are doing, they're really not.
Yeah.
Like there's a very small group of people, and it doesn't take very much time, but like it's just not done. Like
So
on those
Shamu, are
stories.
you saying you've found something? Well, looky here. The show got interesting.
Did you find something?
I was just saying in the past,
Oh, okay.
but I
See?
yeah,
No, but I
in my-
agree.
Made you look.
I am looking.
I mean, look, if you, for example, want to find out if someone's licensed to do a job, like there's like a bunch of fucking jobs you can just pull up on the public register whether a person is like certified to like be a fucking hair technician or a security guard.
I mean, this
or
guy doesn't even have a
just go-
fucking ID though, Bronx. Like,
There's
you know what I
gotta
mean?
be, and again, of course, I've never looked into Tonka because I have a specific political.
Well, he lost his
vision.
license, so could you
Yeah.
not find that?
If you dig, there's always footprints. There have to. If he exists,
Listen,
there's footprints.
What I'm
Listen,
saying, bro. Go on.
Well, I'll tell you this is that I found out 100% that he has kids and
Yeah.
that he owes child support by accident. It was completely by accident. So
Is that
I
a
don't-
Facebook thing?
I don't know. No,
Mhm.
I'm not saying anything other than that. I found out completely by accident. So I don't know how anybody would have found it.
I'm just wondering, logical line, right? Do we know, you know his name, so you'd know his grandmother's name. By extension, you know his name again, and you'd know his name and location. Would you not be able to find that he lost his driver's license that way?
He didn't lose his driver's license.
Did they relinquish it for child
They
support?
took it because he wouldn't pay child support.
So would that not have a record itself?
I don't know. I didn't look at it that far. When I found
Just thinking logically, that's all.
yeah, that's fine. But I am so confident. It's not even just confident. It's above
Of the
confident.
day.
It's absolutely true. And when you look at it, once you look at it, and once you realize that that's what it is, everything makes sense.
Yeah, it does. A lot of the shit makes way more sense now, knowing that is like the number one motivation.
Mm-hmm.
What corroborates with the other thing, does it not?
No,
Lending
everything
to
makes
the other?
sense. Everything makes sense once you understand that.
There is. You should be able to bring that up on Alabama. He's in Alabama, right?
Yeah, I'm checking it out, Bronx.
Is he in Jefferson County or?
It's we can figure that out.
You guys can figure
check-
all that
you can
fucking
check
shit
two
off
things.
stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Because I mean, again, there's a lot of the stuff that I know for a fact is public record.
Yeah, I've personally never checked. So
Whatever
I'm
you're
sure
gonna
it would
do,
come up.
whatever you're gonna do,
Tell Davis and he'll
don't
stream about it.
don't
That's right.
don't do it here.
yeah, I'm not doing anything.
No, I'm not gonna post. I'm not gonna post anything.
I'm not gonna post anything at
What
all.
do you think
if
we
it's a
are,
pub- if it's
criminals
a-
or
if-
something?
Yeah, if it's a public record, then it's
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no,
Are you trying to give his? Are you trying to just get leverage to his, like his
no, you
baby
keep
mom or
you
whatever?
keep going about that like I'm trying to do something like I don't think there's anything to be done. It's blood from a stone at this point.
Well,
I would
yeah,
just like
obviously the money's gone. Yeah, I mean the money's gone.
okay, because yeah, I've because I've known about this for a while. I've known about this for months, and
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so what am I gonna do? Okay, I could do a stream, and I could be, I can do the drama thing.
And here we are.
Yeah, yeah, here we are.
Okay.
But honestly, the most important thing is there are 3 children that I know of who have not gotten payment from Robbie. I can oh, you guys don't even know about this. Like okay, so for multiple times right now that Robbie has challenged, or people have challenged Robbie Tonka to a fight. I'm just calling him by his real name. They have challenged him to a fight, and Tonka always says, "Come up with $2,000, and I will fight you." And for whatever reason, that just doesn't happen because whatever. But what
It's not hard to come up with.
I can give $2,000 for a fight,
He's
but
giving us checks
but
as
I'm
is.
not going to give $2,000 to Tonkasaw to fight Ethan Ralph. I'm not going to do it because Ethan Ralph can't fucking throw a punch. Obviously,
Mr. Tonka,
I would give it to someone who has a real beef with Robbie and who can throw a punch, but I would not give it. When I say I would give it to Robbie, no, I would give it to his fucking children. I would give it to Laura so she can disperse it amongst her friends or her children. I think that is a much better real life solution to the horrible situation that Tonka has put his kids in than what? Than this? I mean, this is not it. This is not the thing. Me exposing him right now on a show with fucking 8 people watching is not the thing.
Oh, you got double digits, Davis. 21 people watching.
No, well, there you go. We're fucking blowing it up. Yeah, this is not the thing. It was never going to be the thing. I can't make it the thing. But I could conceivably fund a fight that goes directly to his children, but he would never do it because he will never sign a contract. I'll tell you the other thing I know is that I have I have multiple people in his Discord right now, and they send me screenshots all the time. And one of the things that happened was that he got into a real a spat with one of his longtime guys, and it turned into a thing where this guy was challenging him to a fight, and this guy was like, "What? Well, okay." The first thing that Tonka did was like, "Why don't you meet me in Georgia? Why don't you meet me in Georgia? Winston, Georgia is what he said. Meet me in Winston, Georgia, and I'll fight you. And this guy says, okay, why don't we sign a contract? Why don't we sign a contract? He wouldn't do it. It's like, I'm not going to sign a contract with you. I don't want to give you a fight record. That's what he said. I have the DMs. Why would you do that? Why would you say something like that? Why would you say, I'm not going to sign a contract because I don't want to give you a fight record?
That's easy.
Tonka
Trumps up your own reputation while obfuscating from the truth.
Tonka doesn't have a fight record. We know this by his interview with what's his name, the lawyer, Nick Rikita. He had to admit that his fucking fights that he was talking about, his 3 fights, were all street fights. Did those things happen? My guess is it didn't happen at all. This is the thing with Tonka. Tonka is all things to anyone he's talking to. The only thing that whole myth that he made up about him having a fight record was because he was talking to another fighter. Or he was talking with Tara LaRosa in the call. Like, oh, I'm a fighter. Oh, I have 3 fights. Do you know what he told me in private? Talking to a guy that's in the arts. He told me that he had an arts degree. Oh, yeah, I have an arts degree. I have a degree in the arts.
Sounds like someone we know, Shipper.
I don't have a degree in the arts. But he is all things to all people. And what is that a characteristic of?
A dishonest person.
It's a characteristic of a sociopath. And
dishonest sociopath.
Well, all sociopaths are dishonest.
Very
and this is the other thing about sociopaths. The other thing about sociopaths is that they're a lot more common than people think.
You're trying to tell us, Davis, you're a sociopath?
Who's left of
I'm not a
Tonka's circle
sociopath.
of people?
50 people. I've done the I've done that too. I've looked at it. If you look at his audience and you look at, generally speaking, what the audience is, it's 50 hardcore people. And they're and okay, so this is the other thing. It's like, okay, so why rail on about this? Okay, first of all, I haven't until now. Second of all, it's like is that reason? These people. Okay, let me back up real quick. After Ethan Ralph released that sex tape with Faith, I said something to the audience, to my Discord. I was like, well, at least we know now. Anybody who sticks by Ethan Ralph now, at least we know what kind of people they are. Because those are the people that are going to stick by him. After
Birds
that
of
whole
a feather flock together.
Yeah, exactly. So after that fight happened, everybody fucking left him, except for a fucking key few people, and they stayed. And once
Rand, Gator, it's like 5 guys.
Well, with Tonka, there was like 50 people. And I know these people because I was on that show. Yeah. But moreover, I began to know them more because my fucking goddamn Discord is full of fucking maniacs, and they they look into these people more, and they let me know about it. And you start looking at these people, and you're like, oh my god, these people are fucking lost. and then all those fucking those uh those memes about Tonkasaw having a cult, they start to actually make a little bit more sense because it really is cult-like. And I have always shied away from that. I was like, oh, I don't believe it's a cult because I was on the show. I don't believe it's a fucking cult. I'm not involved in a cult or anything like that. But it really is because there's all these trademarks of a cult that he does, and I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think he's a I said expert manipulator before, but I think he's an amateur manipulator. I think he's been manipulating people for a long time. I think it started with Laura and whoever else was in his love life, and he was able to get away with it, and it just went on from there.
Did failure ever come back, or?
No, failure never came back. Failure is he made out good.
Back to work last I checked.
Holy shit.
You found it, did you, Shema?
Oh.
What'd you
Oh
find?
my god.
The bombshell.
Probably found out what I found out.
It's got to be better than that.
What? Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I've never. So the first in Alabama they charge you or whatever, and since there's so many fucking neats out here without a job, they probably never decided to look. I fucked up the first one, thinking his name's Robert. Corrected the next one. Under criminal, 69 records. Under civil, 4. Under child support, 14. For a total of 100 different court records.
It's a new record. Well done.
That's
Tom. Well done.
that is beyond anything I have ever seen. Now,
He's a wheeler and dealer.
some of these might be, I mean, people with the exact same
Yeah, it's not all him.
name, but holy.
It doesn't seem like a common name either, though. Like
it's not.
Pilkington.
Yeah.
It's not Smith.
Howdy,
Yeah,
y'all.
exactly.
Johnson. Yeah.
So I will go through these now, I guess.
Yeah, whatever you have, obviously give it to me. I'm interested to know, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I probably already.
I don't know. I've never.
When I fucking looked into it, I was fucking. This is the thing that was so shocking to me, and it shouldn't have been, because if you remember the time, the only person that was looking into it was Zoom, and everybody took his fucking word for it. Now, Zoom, if you remember, was the same person that was looking into me for being a for being a child groomer, and he had all this proof that I was a child groomer and whatnot. He never showed anybody anything of the proof, and he doxed me, and he called the cops on me. All that fucking shit was bullshit. So at that point, it was like, oh, it's all fucking bullshit, isn't it? He's just a fucking retard. So when I started looking into the Tonka stuff with a intelligent mind, it became very fucking clear that it was much sadder. It's a much sadder story than you want to make public. Obviously, I'm making it public now. And the thing about that is that when I wanted to make it public, there was going to be this caveat because Tonka had said a bunch of fucking bullshit about me and my family. So I was going to be like, I was going to do this stream. I was going to be like, oh, you said all this shit about me, so I'm going to fucking release all this fucking shit about you. But, you know, time heals old wounds, I guess. Because I don't care. I don't care whatever you said about me. Nobody cares because 60 people watch the show and only 50 people passingly care about it.